What's up, everyone? This is Dale from Upstate Bets and DFS. I'm here with my partner Riaz, bringing you guys a Thursday night showdown between the Ravens and the Dolphins. So a lot of people look at this game on paper and say, "Oh, this is not the greatest game," but I'm pretty excited about this game. We got some pretty exciting picks, I think, and so if this is your first time watching us, we typically cover NBA mostly. Sometimes we do some DraftKings stuff, but we usually do cover these island games for Thursday nights. Occasionally, maybe a Monday night game for NFL, but we always do the Sunday slates. So it's week 10 now, so we're kind of cruising through this thing, and this is what we do, man. We do some prize picks videos, and these videos have been doing awesome for us. And this is your first time playing Prize Picks, welcome. And I hope you guys enjoy the app. You guys can sign up using promo code Upstate if this is your first time signing up, and that give you a free $100 deposit match. So if you deposit 100, you get 100 back to play with. So there's really no better deal like that for any of these apps that I've even been looking at. So I think Prize Picks is definitely giving you the best bang for your buck. It's very simple too to play. You basically click on someone. Let's look at the rush yards for Lamar Jackson's at 62.5. You can highlight him. You can take the over or the under on that. You can string these together and you can win yourself some cash, man. So as always, though, be responsible with this, and we're gonna give you some picks, and hopefully you guys can tag along with them, and hopefully they hit, man. So we're gonna start with the passing yards. Right now they don't have the passing yards out for Miami because right now Tua is questionable. I think Tua is going to end up playing right now. Obviously, he's dealing with that finger issue. He was limited in Tuesday's practice. So, I mean, realistically, I can see Tua going out there. But if Brissett does play, I mean, I'm not really on either of these guys. What do you think, Riaz?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of either. They're pretty much the same quarterback. To me, it seems that Tua just kind of throws the ball away more and has more turnovers, but that's just because he's a young guy and kind of dealing with a lot right now with all that uh, Deshaun Watson news. But either way, I wouldn't be too high on any of their passing yards.
I mean, I couldn't imagine Brissett comes in at that high of a number. Realistically, either of them. Like, if it comes in at a low two for Tua, if Tua plays and it's like 218, something like that, maybe you can consider it. What's the game total on this?
The game total is 46.5.
And the Ravens are favored by 7.5. So I don't see that moving. Maybe the Ravens might creep up to 8. Like I said, people kind of look at this and they might think it's going to be a blowout. But I was reading some statistics about this game before I started this up. And actually, on these island games, what we consider island game is like a Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night game. The underdog is actually 12-3 against the spread. And so far, the Ravens this year, as impressive as Lamar's looked and the team looks, they're winning the division right now. They've actually had some really close games and heavy favorites. So like I said, they went to overtime against Minnesota. They were 7.5 point favorites there, and I think they won by a field goal. They had that close game with the Lions. So right now they're 2-5 when they're favored against the spread. So that's a little kicker for you if you're interested in taking Miami maybe with the points in this game. But we talked pass yards. We're gonna head over to rushing yards. Lamar's sitting at 62.5. Obviously, last game ran for over 100 yards. Just an insane talent. I don't really have to discuss Lamar much. But I'm curious what you think about any of these other guys, or if you're on Lamar, Rios.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really love taking quarterbacks, but Lamar is kind of different here. He's pretty much like a running back, and with all the running backs that have gotten hurt for this Baltimore team, um, they really need Lamar to kind of rush and just kind of open up for his own passing game. And that line's pretty high to me. If it was like 50, mid 50, I don't mind it. I mean, yeah, he ran for 100 yards last game, uh, which is just crazy to me, but that's a little too high for me. I do like the Devontae Freeman one though, with Latavius Murray being questionable, probably not going to play once again, and it seems like Le'Veon Bell still has a pretty limited role in this offense. So at 39.5, I really don't mind that since he had an awesome game against Minnesota, having almost 80 yards rushing, and that was just great to see.
Yeah, I expect his attempts to probably go up too. Lamar ran the ball 21 times. I don't see that happening again. That's an overtime game. I think Freeman gets a little bit more involvement in the rushing yards. I mean, in the attempts category. So Like you said, Bell has a limited role. I don't think Murray's going to play either. I like Freeman here. I'm curious to see what his fantasy score is at right now. That's locked. It's a little bit early. We try to get these videos out Wednesday morning for you guys. So I like him too at that spot. That's definitely a line I can see creeping up. Both these Miami backs I don't really want to get into. I'll be more on Gaskin when I see the fantasy score. I'm not really on that rushing yards prop at all. But we'll hop over to receiving yards, and there's a couple guys here you can choose from. The one that jumps out to me off the rip is Marquise Brown. We know his big playability. He's just really had a great year so far. We've been on him in a lot of different videos, and he's came through for us a couple times. Sometimes he's had a couple duds, but realistically, he's seen double-digit targets. I like him as the season progresses, and I mean there's a prop for him to catch a touchdown that I was looking at. It's not showing up here right now, but I'm hoping that that pops up eventually on Prize Picks, and if that's on there, I like that too for Marquise Brown. But I don't mind him here at 57.5.
Yeah, it seems like he always just has one big catch a game that just takes up all of his yards. He'll catch like a 45 yarder or a 50 yarder, and I mean 4 of the last 5 he's smashed. It seems to me that him and Lamar are connecting just pretty great so far this year, and I see that continuing definitely in this game. But the two I actually like in this game is on the Miami side. I don't mind Miles Gaskin. I just like that it's sitting at 20.5. We saw a couple games ago where he exploded for 74 yards and was just very involved in the passing game, and I think that really worked well for them. So I can see them going back to Gaskin here, and realistically, he's only got to catch a couple to get to that 20 mark, and then Mike Gesicki, they use him a lot. He gets so many targets, and it seems to me that they can't just rely on Waddle, little dump off passes. They need to get Gesicki going and racking up a bunch of yards. And when they get him going, they keep games very competitive. And it seems to me that the offense just runs way much better when he's involved.
I totally agree, man. Two down games for Gesicki. But I just want to say, like, so far this season, just like tight ends in these island games are just been smashing. Like, especially if you're like a fantasy player on like DraftKings or something. Like, literally, um, you gotta be playing those tight ends. And like, I see the same thing here, man. Like, I like both tight ends. I'm a little bit on Gesicki more than I am Andrews in this receiving yard category, but we'll move on to receptions after. And Gesicki, like you said, man, like he's got the complete package. He really is. He's a deep threat in this offense as well. Not only that, he can catch some. He can catch a little out route for you. We need to see some more targets for him. I don't think it's a matter of who plays as quarterback. I think regardless, he should get his. And I just like him in this spot. I think it's. I'm telling you, I think it's gonna be a pretty competitive game. I might eat my words on that, but I really do like Kasicki here at 50.5.
I mean, a really sneaky one I just looked at was the backup tight end for Miami. I'll have you say his name, but he's sitting at 8.5 in his last 3 games or his last 4 games. He's absolutely smashed that number.
Smith or Shaheen? They're both at the same right now. 8.5.
Uh, oh no, Smith.
Smith, yeah. Yeah, either. I mean, I'm not on either, but if you want to take a stab, like I said, there's like, especially in a team that involves their tight ends just at least a little bit. Like, I mean, you look at any island game, I'm telling you, from these past couple weeks, like just like a random tight end will. It's almost like watching like it's almost like the Bills, like just you know what I'm saying. Just there'll be a tight end touchdown every week from the Bills, and the same thing with an island game. Like there's a random tight end touchdown. It might not be Gesicki, but it could be Smith or Shaheen. I'm excited to see what their fantasy score prop is at. It might be like 3, might be very very low. It could be really intriguing to take one of those. But for them to catch a ball, I'd rather take the stab that they catch it in the end zone rather than just catching like a 10 yard ball here, because I think they might be used in the red zone a little bit more. So neither of these I'm on, but personally I'm actually really curious to see what the fantasy score is for them when it comes out.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And then for receptions, Riaz, who are you on?
Yeah, I mean, I like both of the tight ends. We know both of them get a ton of a ton of targets, and their lines are not bad. I mean, I prefer Mark Andrews more than Gesicki here. I like just the solid four. We've seen him just get just like 10, 11 targets, like Darren Waller numbers. And Lamar's looked really good so far this year passing the ball. I mean, a lot of people aren't talking about that. We know he runs for 80 yards a game, but he's been throwing the ball well. He had a 400-yard game, a bunch of 300. Uh, last two, he's been right around 280. So I like Mark Andrews catching a ton of balls this game.
Yeah, I'm on Mark Andrews right there with you. I don't want to talk anymore about greasing these tight ends, um, but I can't say it enough, man. I think Andrews is in a great spot. Last time they played in an island game against the Colts, just a huge smash spot. Obviously, Colts are a better team than Miami, but like I said, I still think this is gonna be pretty competitive. I think Andrews is gonna be involved. I really like him in this spot, and I like the guy next to him, man. I like Waddle here. I don't think it matters which quarterback is playing. I think Waddle's still going to get his. I think Flores knows that they have to get Waddle involved, um, just to be a better team on offense, man. Realistically, I think it's a nice comfort blanket for Tua. He can really he can spread the field and he can catch balls out of the slot and really make moves and get some nice yards after the catch. So Waddle's a really great talent, an overlooked rookie this year, and he sees double digit targets and majority of his games too. So I like him here at over 5.5.
Yeah, that was one thing I was gonna touch on is he gets so many targets. Uh, Probably one of the most targeted wide receivers in the league right now. And I know I was on Miles Gaskin for the receiving yards. If this line was at 2 or 2.5, I would be on it. But I think him catching four is just a little too much.
Yeah, and like you said, we're on Marquise Brown for the receiving yards too. And you're like, oh, you're at 57.5 for receiving yards. I don't mind the receptions either for Marquise Brown. I'm just saying if I want to highlight two in this category, I just prefer Waddle and Andrews. But Marquise Brown is right there with the rest of the guys. Realistically, to start the season, he was beating that. He's had games where he's had 9. He's never seen double digit receptions, but he's definitely seen double digit targets in a lot of the games this season. So Brown's a guy you could take a stab at for sure. I do like him here in this spot. I know it seems like I'm kind of disliking everybody, but I really do, man. I do. I think these lines they did a good job with these lines. I like these three across the board between Brown, Waddle, and Andrews.
Yeah, I mean, Prize Picks did an awesome job with these lines. I mean, they're all very, very spot on, and they're all lines that you look at and you're like, yeah, I could see that over. Yeah, I could see that under. So I know that's kind of counterintuitive, but
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if it's your first time watching one of our videos, we usually take over. So if we say we like a line, realistically, we're on the over for it. That's just how it is for us. We like exciting games. We like kind of rooting for things to the end, rather than just being like, oh damn, like you know what I'm saying, like don't catch this ball or whatever. I'd rather just see some excitement. Obviously, unders probably do have a lot more tendency to hit just because of injury, blowout. I mean, blowouts more in on the NBA side of things realistically compared to NFL because starters don't necessarily get pulled that much in the NFL, if ever. But that's what we're talking about. For if we really like a line, we usually do like the over here. And then for touchdowns, we'll talk touchdown here with Lamar. I'd like to see if there's a rushing touchdown prop for him because I would like it. I mean, uh, it's just one of those things where he's kind of just due for one. Realistically, I mean, is he gonna have no rushing touchdowns this whole season? I mean, he had two to start two against Kansas City, and I mean that's really been it. So, I don't think that's gonna keep up. I'm not on this prop particularly, but if one does come out for him rushing yards, I'll be on that.
yeah, I don't love this line at all. I mean, it helps that he's got that rushing upside where he could throw for two and rush one in, but I was on his rushing touchdown last week, and he scored a rushing touchdown, but they marked him just shy, and they never reviewed it, so that was a little disappointing. I wish we could have hit that, but that just sets us up for this Thursday night game. So definitely be on the lookout for Lamar on the rushing touchdown because that is one I will be on.
For sure, and we'll just kind of wrap this thing up, and then The fantasy score just unlocked, and the only one that's out here is Lamar, and he's at 25. We're not gonna get into it too much, man. If the fantasy score does come out, um, you can definitely drop a comment down below. We love the activity in the comment section, man. Like we love when people comment, and we like writing back to our fans. Like that's just awesome. I like to see that involvement. So if there's something when fantasy score comes out, or if there's a line that we didn't talk about, we kind of covered everything here. But if there is something we didn't talk about, be sure to drop it down below. You guys have been supporting the channel amazingly. And just just keep up the support, man. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.